Good evening and many thanks for making time to be with us here on Lookuptv on this 22nd day of November 2023, a day when the National Dialogue Committee did meet with the Treasury Cabinet Secretary, that is Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, for final deliberations before submitting the report, which, by the way, is said to be, of course, released or submitted to President William RUTO and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga on Saturday. Now, the aim, or one of the aims of that particular meeting with the Treasury CS today, was to see whether sections of the 2023 Finance Act can be repealed, top among them the 1.5% housing levy. Now, apart from that, the news that is reaching our desk tonight is that KCPE exams will be released tomorrow by Education CS Ezekiel Machogu, after, of course, briefing the president on the status of the examinations and the results. Now, tonight we have various stories prepared for you, including the ongoing accusations and counter-accusations regarding the releasing of funds meant to be released to counties to counter the effects of flooding across the country. Just 24 hours after saying 10 billion had been released to the county governments, today the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua hinted that there will be no money released to the county governments, with the COG chair, that is Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru, saying that they have not received any funds as of today. Now, who is fooling who and what next for the national government and the county governments in trying to cushion and, of course, ensure that Kenyans are safe and do have food, and of course medication or medicine, as the country continues to experience the El Nino rains. Now, that among many other stories that we've lined up for you tonight. First of all, let's have a look at what's making headlines.
All counties are owed 32.76 billion for the month of November.
Tonight on The Insight, counties yet to receive El Nino funds, says the Council of Governors as DP Gachagua changes tune on the matter. Businesswoman Anne Njeri fails to appear before MPs grilling over the 17 billion shillings oil saga. And bipartisan talks report to be released on Saturday amid stalemate concerns.
Now, welcome to the program. I am Ian Keitani. Our sign language interpreter is Josephine Euko. We start with matters floods, and the COG chair, that is Governor Anne Waiguru, has disputed claims that counties have received El Nino preparedness and mitigation funds. Waiguru revealed that the government owes counties 62.6 billion shillings. Now, this comes after Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua claimed that the national government had disbursed 10 billion to counties yesterday.
To date, we wish to state and clarify that county governments have not received any allocation from the national government to go towards mitigation measures for El Nino.
She also condemned the ongoing battles between a section of governors and Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua over the disbursement of funds.
As a matter of fact, counties are owed a total of 62.58 billion from the equitable share that is yet to be disbursed as follows.
According to Waiguru, 13 counties are owed 10.17 billion shillings for September, 27 counties are owed 19.64 billion shillings for October, and all counties are owed 32.76 billion shillings for November.
Sisi hatujapata. Kama ziko njiani watatuambia zikifika. Tumeweka pesa zetu katika masuala ya dharura, na hizo ndio tunatumia. Kama kutakuwa na pesa zingine zikija, tutawaambia tu.
We did commit as national government to set aside funds for this intervention. We did appeal to the county governments also to consider channeling funds for this intervention. However, there has been a misconception that some county governments have been waiting for the national government to give them money for this intervention.
These statements came after a section of governors and the Deputy President clashed over the disbursement of the funds. While speaking in Mombasa on Tuesday, the DP family stated that the national government had disbursed 10 billion shillings.
Na sisi katika National Treasury tumewachilia pesa kwa gavana zaidi ya shilingi bilioni 10 iko pale na tunataka wananchi walishwe na wachungwe mambo yao.
More than 30 counties so far have been affected by the ongoing heavy rains and 72 people losing their lives. Mombasa, Meru, Embu and Tana River counties are among the most affected counties.
Katika sehemu hii zaidi ya familia 300 zimeathirika katika mafuriko haya, na ukiangalia leo maji yameanza kuingia na tayari yameingia katika kijiji cha Sogal, na sasa hivi tunatarajia kwamba pengine usiku wa leo yataingia katika sehemu ya Ongonyo.
Now, moving forward, the National Assembly Energy Committee was forced to issue a second invite to businesswoman Anne Njeri after she failed to appear for her summon, her lawyers stating that she was sick and immobile. As Mevin Getembe now reports, the committee has vowed to unearth the mystery behind the ongoing tussle between Njeri and the Ministry of Energy.
All the way to the summoning point whereby an action should be taken.
Businesswoman Anne Njeri, the owner of Anne Imports and Exports, and a person of interest in the 17 billion oil consignment scandal, failed to appear before the National Assembly on Energy to give details on the contested multi-billion oil imports. Njeri on Tuesday evening, through her lawyer, wrote to the committee chaired by Vincent Musyoka, claiming she's indisposed and immobile.
It's a no-show. For now, we cannot be able to tell why she's immobile. I don't know if the vehicle broke down yesterday or exactly what happened.
She did not, however, give any documentation showing that she was unwell, asking the House team to reschedule the session for a later date. Musyoka expressed dissatisfaction with Njeri's move, demanding that the businesswoman provide proof for her hospitalization.
We set a different date for her to appear before this committee. And if she doesn't honor that, then we make summons and we make her appear before this committee. That is our responsibility. When you go public on a matter like that, it is not no longer at your desire to choose whether or not to appear before the Honorable Committee of the House.
Businesswoman found herself at the center of controversy after the government officials claimed the consignment she laid claimed to belong to Galana Energies Limited.
And there are many Kenyans who believe now somebody probably is trying to steal some 17 billion shillings. I think it is fair that it is clarified. I think it is fair that the people making those allegations must appear before the committee and clarify a number of things so that we don't now then crucify people without knowing the truth.
Energy Cabinet Secretary Davis Chirchir, who is set to appear before the committee tomorrow on the oil consignment issue, has maintained that Anne Njeri is not the true owner of the oil consignment, alleging she used forged documents to ascertain ownership. Mevin Getembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, the National Dialogue Committee is set to give the long-awaited report on key issues facing Kenyans on Saturday. This, ending months of push and pull between the two sides amid stalemate concerns. The team, co-chaired by former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka and National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, are on the final stages of negotiating the 5 thematic areas it had set out for deliberations.
And midnight oil, to be able to conclude on all the issues that have been before this National Dialogue Committee. Just to announce to you that we have indeed made tremendous progress on the 5 thematic areas and also considered a number of the other issues that we categorize as under agenda number 6, the other issues that were raised by Kenyans. We are now towards the tail end, negotiating and agreeing on all the nitty-gritties of what will constitute our report, which we do hope we shall be here together with our technical and secretariat teams up to Saturday, and we can announce to the country that we shall be able to have a report adopted and given to the country, released to the country on Saturday, a day ahead of our deadline of 26th November, which is Sunday. This morning we had a long engagement with the Cabinet Secretary in charge of the National Treasury to have a situational analysis around the question of the cost of living and the tax regime, with a view to also tying the knots on particular timelines of issues that would want the National Treasury and the government of the Republic of Kenya and the nation to consider, and we arrived at an agreement on such timelines and what reviews will be required. And I want to believe you will be able to see, and the country will be able to see all that, the details, in the final report once we adopt it on Friday for eventual release on Saturday.
Was centered on the taxation regime, as Kimani Ichung'wah has just said, and of course the very important matter of cost of living. Yeah, so if you give us time, we'll be able to release our report by Saturday. The issues are heavy. And because they're heavy, they may look a little heavy on our faces. But we're doing everything.
Moving forward, Treasury CS Njuguna Ndung'u has urged international development partners to reduce high credit interest and extend a loan repayment time, noting that Kenya does not have a debt repaying problem, but rather the conditions for repayment are demanding. John Matava with the details.
High interest rates that are actually limiting access to credit and even creating some problems with debt servicing costs. I will be giving some figures actually later.
Finance and Treasury Cabinet Secretary Njuguna Ndung'u has assured foreign investors that the government of Kenya has not failed to pay the debts, but the interest on the current loans is very high while the time to pay the debts is running out.
We are facing short-term liquidity crisis, but it's not a solvency crisis. The biggest problem is that if you have or you move into solutions that are not sustainable, we can ignite solvency challenges, and that becomes extremely difficult.
On his part, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has said that the government of Kenya is ready to develop good coordination, equality and common responsibility to achieve desirable results. Gachagua also launched an international development coordination unit to monitor development projects in Kenya.
The Kenya Kwanza administration is committed to resolve the challenges that have hitherto undermined effective coordination in a gradual and systematic manner. This forum marks the beginning of this process. In this regard, we are committed to strengthening our partnership, and we have integrated coordination in the structure of government, which is anchored in my office.
According to the representative of the International Monetary Fund, Selim Kakir, the fund is working together with the World Bank to strengthen the hard-hit economy of Kenya.
Let me note that we welcome the author's commitment to taking all necessary measures to revitalize Kenya's economy and ensure its long-term health and stability, which warrants ongoing support from development partners, including the IMF, to government's ongoing reform initiatives.
John Matava, Lookuptv.
Thank you very much, John Matava, for that particular story. On that note, we take our first break. We'll be back in a moment. Don't go away.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Now, thank you very much for staying with us. Moving forward, President William RUTO has affirmed that soon Kenyans will be accessing medical services at no cost. Speaking during the MED's microbiology laboratory launch in Syokimau, RUTO noted that the 4 health laws under the universal health coverage are the pillars of the devolved health, primarily projected towards achieving free health to every citizen.
In efforts to ensure that medical services are accessible and affordable for all under universal health coverage, President William RUTO has noted that the recent assented Health Act will propel the government to cater effectively to the health needs of Kenyans across the country.
Universal health care is not one thing. It is not one facility. It is a symphony of many elements coming together efficiently and effectively. It is facilities like this and many more, research, training, health workers, social insurance, local manufacturing, and other many components weaved together that will give us universal health coverage. Universal health coverage, therefore, is the sum total of all these units.
While launching MED's microbiology laboratory in Syokimau, Machakos County, RUTO noted that with health being a default function, over 3.5 billion Kenya shillings has been used to ensure medicine reach the counties and government institutions, a costly matter that compelled him to appeal to KEMSA and MEDS to strike a partnership deal to deliver affordable health to the citizens.
For 37 years, MEDS has played a leading and significant role in the supply of medical commodities in Kenya and beyond. Since the advent of devolution, MEDS has supplied over 7.5 billion shillings worth of medical commodities to counties and government institutions, playing a complementary role to KEMSA. I encourage the two organizations to strengthen their partnership to exploit opportunities that will benefit.
Despite a major setback in health sector, RUTO said his government is committed to realize the projects it has already initiated, noting that the difference will be felt once the 4 amended bills begin to function effectively.
The supply of health products and technologies is a key pillar towards the realization of UHC. Medicine is only important if it reaches people. Surgical supplies only makes a difference if they are in a theater room.
Regan Lemeguran, Lookuptv.
Now, the construction of a new terminal will aid in solving the numerous challenges facing Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. This is according to Transport CS Kipchumba Murkomen, who verbally disagreed with Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale in regards to the upgrading of the Kakamega Airstrip while appearing before the Senate today morning.
The Jomo Kenyatta International Airport has been on the spot in recent weeks over the various challenges being experienced. A situation that has seen leaders from both sides of the political divide point an accusing finger at Transport CS Kipchumba Murkomen. However, the CS now says construction of a new terminal is inevitable in order to address the challenges the facility faces.
The grand plans is to build a new terminal, and that is my focus. I am very, very clear in my mind. I'm very focused that in the next 3 years, we need to deliver brand new airport. That will be a signature project for this administration to turn around. We can't have built an airport that is older than myself in 1978. I want to be a partaker of President William Ruto's administration's grand plan to give us something new, fresh, that I am very confident and clear in my mind that by the year 2026, 2027, we should be singing of a new airport.
With President William Ruto in a visit to Kakamega County promising to oversee the upgrading of Kakamega Airstrip, Murkomen now says the expansion and upgrading might not happen soon due to a myriad of challenges being faced.
The county government committed that it is easy for them to get the land, only for them to realize later that it is very costly. It will need about 400 million, which is not available in our county government. So because of that situation, the discussion that we've been having is to find out how can you fast move to 1.4 kilometers.
Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale, however, sharply disagreed with the CS, who he accused of double-speak.
I'm lost because the minister has come to this house with a casual answer, describing stories of aircrafts. I feel extremely offended that this is how we are treating the public.
As the floods continue to wreak havoc across the country, the CS noted that his ministry will not be able to undertake repairs or construction of damaged roads at the moment until the rains subside. Murkomen's return to the Senate was not short of drama after Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei caused a scene for not being given an opportunity to question the CS, leaving the Speaker with no option but to order him to leave the chambers.
Okay, at this point, I will have to find you out of order. And I'm not trying... This is not a funeral. We've heard you. Please leave the house.
Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Quite dramatic scenes there in the Senate today. Moving forward, the government has launched Project Better, a digital reporting and monitoring tool that will be used to track implementation and development projects across the country through national government's administrative offices. Now, Gaila Luda with the details.
While distributing region and county-specific tablets at the Kenya School of Government in Nairobi, Interior PS Raymond Omolo presided over Project Better, a tool used to monitor the implementation of development projects across the 47 counties.
Launching what we are calling Project Better, which is a digital tool for monitoring all the government projects and programs across all the 47 counties, all the 8 regions.
Omolo further said that regional and county commissioners, acting as chairpersons of National Government Development Implementation, Coordination and Management Committees, will use Project Better to appraise ongoing projects, assess actual expenditures at different regions and counties. The tool aligns with the National Government Administrative Officers' mandate, enhancing their role as government first point of contact with the grassroots level.
You may have noticed that since the administration of President William Ruto came into place, there have been a number of programs and projects that have been rolled out across the country in all the sectors, whether it's in agriculture, education, health, housing, roads, and the county commissioners and regional commissioners as the key agents of government and also the key representatives of the president in the regions and in the counties are charged with the mandate of coordinating government programs in these regions.
This development follows President William Ruto's recent announcement during a national executive workshop retreat in South Sea, where he revealed the government's plan to launch a tracker to monitor every commitment made by his government. Aludagail for Lookuptv.
Now, 2 suspected terrorists were shot dead by police officers on patrol in Alego region, Siaya County. In the melee, the officers managed to recover stolen weapons that had been taken from officials overseeing examinations in the county. This and more stories in our Security Watch.
2 suspected terrorists were shot and killed by a police officer while patrolling the Alego Magharibi area in Siaya County. The officers managed to recover firearms that had been stolen from officials overseeing an exam in Siaya County. The bodies were later taken to the Siaya Referral Hospital.
So these officers have been busy combing the area, and today they had a breakthrough of 2 of the assailants who engaged police officers, but they were neutralized. But 1 was arrested, and we want to thank members of the public who have been assisting us in this operation. But also we have recovered the 2 firearms which were taken from the police officers.
In Embu County, 5 students from the University of Embu were arraigned in court over robbery with violence that occurred at Embu University campus. The students are accused of stealing 18 mobile phones, among other items. 3 of the students denied the charges before Judge Joan Otieno, while 2 pleaded guilty and were released on a bail of 50,000 shillings each. In another development in Laikipia County, elders from the Samburu and Pokot communities living in Laikipia have pledged to continue efforts to promote peace in their communities. These elders are also urging leaders in Laikipia to caution the Morani community against engaging in hostilities. Bridget Agola, Lookuptv.
On to some sporting action now on Chepsaita cross country. It was officially launched today with organizers promising to deliver a world-class event on December 2nd in Chepsaita, Uasin Gishu County. Speaking during the launch, the race patron Farouk Kibet urged participants to prepare adequately due to the terrain and high altitude in the region. The winner will pocket 7 million shillings as the grand prize.
Look at the camera, don't worry about the great Chepsaita run, which is the toughest course. We will all survive, do not worry. Can you all believe how simple the athletes are? They're not dressed in bow ties like myself, but they're the ones who are making the country great. All right, let's take a picture, smile, look at the cameras, take a picture, smile in 1, 2, 3. Then coaches stand by, engineer can move front. All right, 1, journalists, are we good to go? 1, 2, 3, look at the camera, it's right over here, all the anthem.
I want to enjoy this run, and for all the athletes who are going to participate, we will be cheering each one of you, and we want to have an incredible occasion. As Farouk put it, if you are going to emerge top in this particular race, you can be sure you're going to conquer the world.
Quite sad that I will not be participating in that particular race, coming from Uasin Gishu County. Now, Sports Cabinet Secretary Babu Namwamba has defended the Talanta Hela initiative, saying it has given opportunity to many new talents. Appearing before the Senate committee today, Babu further assured that Kenya is ready to host the AFCON 2027.
But indeed, we have built, and this is a first in Kenya, we have built a database. I can even make even happier that from the activities going on in schools, we have pipelined or connected all those activities to the Kenya Academy of Sports. After the school ball games in Kakamega, for instance, we invited 2,000 of the best talent from those school games to Kenya's first ever national holiday talent camp. It is from that talent camp that you have seen youngsters now going to play for Kenya in the under-18 Sekafa Championship. A lot of the boys and girls who have been selected for those junior national teams came from that talent camp. Some have even gone to international academies. We have 3 boys right now, Aldrin Kibet, Alvin Kasavuli, Amos Wanjala, at the Nastic Soccer Academy in Spain, Louis Ngavi at the Montverde Academy in Orlando, in Florida, in the US. And so we have a good system of not only identifying them, but also progressing them and exposing them to further growth.
I've come to the end of this particular bulletin, but I'd leave you with something rather food for thought, because as the NADCO is set to submit its final report on Saturday to President William Ruto and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, question is, will the committee capture your interests as the citizen of this country? Top among the issues that they are set to discuss was the cost of living. Will they prioritize that particular issue? Only time can tell. Now that brings us to the end of this bulletin. To everybody who made it a success, many thanks.